Hello everyone, welcome to Madrid Pulse. You got source of latest news, events, and everything happens in heart of Spain. Real Madrid is seriously considering the signing of Nico Williams. The player has a release clause of 58 million euros. Nico Williams' name has begun to be heard loudly in the Valdebebas offices. The young athletic club winger has emerged as a very attractive prospect for Real Madrid, who are seriously considering his signing for next season. But before continue, make sure you have already subscribed for getting more Real Madrid updates. Let's dive in. The deal isn't far-fetched and is relatively simple. All that's required is paying his 58 million euro release clause, set after his last contract extension with the Bilbao club. The club is very pleased with Nico's profile. He's a young, explosive player with a great media impact and both sporting and commercial potential. His status as a Spanish international also adds value to a team looking to maintain a solid domestic base and market traction. Furthermore, Valdebebas is valuing the impact of taking away from Barcelona one of the key objectives they've been eyeing in Barcelona since last season. Although it's true that it has lost momentum since Rafinha's breakthrough this window. Nico's signing for Real Madrid would undoubtedly be a blockbuster, a high-impact signing that could partially offset Lamine Yamal's emerging status on the national football scene. Like the young Barca player, Nico generates excitement among fans. Of course, his arrival would inevitably involve changes in the Real Madrid attack. Rodrigo would be the leading candidate to leave the club if the deal, which is already being discussed internally, is ultimately pursued. Although no firm decision has yet been made, the question in the corridors of Valdebebas is increasingly being asked, why not Nico? The price tag is highly convincing to those who support the deal. 58 million for a Galactico. Nico Williams' career has continued to grow in recent years, reaching its peak last summer at the European Championship, where he became the sensation of Europe alongside Lamine. This season, he has once again been key for Athletic Bilbao with his speed, passing, and ability to break the lines, reaching the Europa League semi-finals and securing qualification for next season's Champions League. Last season, he was very close to signing for Barcelona, but the club's delicate financial situation prevented the completion of a deal that was already well underway. Now, with a relatively affordable release clause and proven performance, his name is once again in the mix for the big teams. Physically, Nico has been suffering from a groin injury in recent weeks, keeping him sidelined, and his condition ahead of the final game of the season against Barca this Sunday remains unknown. Currently, he is doubtful, although Bilbao hasn't ruled out his availability to see out the season on the pitch. If the occasion arises, and if Madrid's interest materializes, Sunday's match at San Mamés would be his final game. Meanwhile, Real Madrid's focus on the player is growing, and the feeling within the club is clear. The signing of Nico Williams is a market opportunity that cannot be ignored. Hugo Larsson appears on the radar of Real Madrid's sporting management. It's a position that needs strengthening, and the Swede has been one of the Bundesliga's revelations, exceptionally due to the Club World Cup. The transfer window has served as an opportunity for Real Madrid to shake up their transfer market, and after Huijsen's approval, the transfers of Alexander-Arnold and Alvaro Carreras will follow once the latter finalizes all the details of a deal that isn't as straightforward as it seemed. Does this mean Real Madrid has considered the transfer window closed? No, although it seems very unlikely that the coveted midfielder will arrive before June 10th, at which point the window closes again until July 1st. In this search for players in the market in recent months, one player has caught the eye, thanks to his ability to perform on the pitch. Real Madrid has been present at several Eintracht Frankfurt matches, paying special attention to the talents of Hugo Larsson, a 20-year-old midfielder. He turns 21 in a month, who has become one of the Bundesliga's sensations. Larsson joined the German national team in the summer of 2023, and it was in his second season that he demonstrated that his football has placed him among the most outstanding midfielders in the German league. A native of Malmö, He debuted with the Swedish national team in January 2023. It's true that he hasn't appeared in recent matches, but that's due to various muscle problems. He made his debut for Malmö at 17 years, 7 months, and 24 days, earning him the Swedish League's Best Young Player award. This season, he has 33 appearances and 3 goals in the Bundesliga, a figure that increases to 47 appearances and 6 goals if the Europa League and German Cup are included. Larsson's current market value is 40 million euros according to Transfermarkt, a price 4 times what the German club paid Malmö to secure his transfer. Last December, Real Madrid was already linked in Germany with the Swede's future. Real Madrid has been focusing heavily on the Bundesliga this season, a league that, with the exception of Jovic, has usually yielded considerable results for Real Madrid. Real Madrid is once again looking to the German league, especially with the arrival of Xabi Alonso, following his 2.5 seasons at Bayer Leverkusen. Espanyol goalkeeper Joan Garcia has been the standout in La Liga this season in his position, putting together a highlight reel of saves that Los Pericos hope will be enough to keep them up on the final day of the season. It will also likely be his final game for Espanyol. After breaking through as a starter late last season, Garcia has been catapulted to national fame in Spain with his performances. Arsenal tried to sign him last summer, but could not negotiate a deal, neglecting to pay his €25 million release clause. This summer, Arsenal are one of a number of sides that would be delighted to pay his clause, including Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester City, Newcastle United, and most recently Aston Villa. Real Madrid are not keen to miss out either, and although they appear set to hand a 2-year extension to Thibaut Courtois, are very interested in the 23-year-old. Courtois' current deal ends in 2026, and he is 34 years of age, meaning Garcia could succeed him. Radio Marca say that if Andriy Lunin moves on this summer, as many predict, Los Blancos will move for Garcia. In addition, Sport quote El Periódico, who say that Real Madrid have already been in touch with Garcia's camp, telling him not to discard a move to the Santiago Bernabeu. Don't rush into anything, and if there is something concrete on the table, speak to us before taking a decision, was the gist of their conversations. His current release clause is 25 million euros, but if Luis de la Fuente calls him up for the Nations League Final Four with Spain, then it will rise by 5 million euros. On the flip side, should disaster ensue and Espanyol go down, Garcia's release clause falls to 15 million euros. It is public knowledge that Los Pericos must bring in 15 million euros in sales to balance their accounts before the end of the June. The other unknown is whether Garcia would be willing to sit on the bench or would want a starting role guaranteed. For the likes of Arsenal or Real Madrid, it would be a major call to then bench Courtois or David Raya. Real Madrid are planning to sign a new left-back this summer, and one option is someone that Xabi Alonso is very familiar with, Alejandro Grimaldo. The former Barcelona star has been a top player for Bayer Leverkusen over the last couple of seasons, and he could follow his manager to the Spanish capital, and that possibility is one that Grimaldo would welcome. He spoke to El Chiringuito via Relevo earlier this week, and as he stated during the interview, he has been pried with the speculation regarding him and Real Madrid. I'm very happy to be linked to Real Madrid. It's a source of pride that people can think that I'm at the level to play for one of the biggest teams in the world. It's what I'm working for and one of the ambitions I have. Would I like to play for Real Madrid? What I want is to play in the best teams in the world. If the opportunity to play in a big team comes, I will try to take it. It's what I want and what I've fought for since I went to Barcelona when I was 12 years old. Grimaldo's desire to join would make his a more attractive option for Real Madrid, but at this stage, the favored left-back is Benfica's Álvaro Carreras. A deal for the former Manchester United man is advanced, and the expectation is that he will arrive at the Santiago Bernabeu this summer. It remains to be seen how the situation plays out with Real Madrid and their left-back situation. Grimaldo and Carreras would both be good options, but only one of them will be playing under Alonso from this summer onwards.